Marley, Marvin's legacy. The year was 2020. My whole world fell apart. Addiction stole my son, but not the love inside my heart. I whispered Marvin's name into the midnight air. A mother's pain so heavy, but his spirit stayed right there. We cry, we pray, we hold on. Your light, your love, it still lives on. This is Marvin Lee, born from broken pain. In Marvin's name, his love will remain.
Welcome to 93.7 The Ticket with Marlena Bowdery. Today we have a special guest, my sister in grief, Regina Sullivan. So I want you to take the floor and I want you to tell us about your son, Marvin.
Well, Marvin was a great kid. He was very smart. I actually carried him for 9 months and thought he was a girl. So to my surprise, when they pulled him out, my doctor said, "Oh my God, Regina, it's a boy." So we had all pink everything. Yes, so we had to go exchange everything for boy stuff. And he was just such a sweet kid, and a lot of people that would see him would mistake him for a girl because he was so cute. He grew up in the church, Christ Temple Church here in Lincoln, with my mom, and he was always in the Easter or the Christmas or always sang a part in the plays. And he also would do at school. He did MLK one day. He was Martin Luther King, where he was able to recite the speech that Martin Luther King recited, I Have a Dream. And he did so well at it. So my mother was like, "Well, we're going to take him to church and have him do it there and there." And she was just so proud of him, as we all were, because he was just a smart kid. He was very charismatic. He just loved school. He loved school to the point where, as he got older, he would run away from home but still go to school. So he just loved to be in school. He loved to be around his friends. He was a very popular child. He loved his sister. He was very protective over her. I remember one time he was gone with his dad somewhere, and then his friends from next door came over and sat on the porch with Camille, his sister, and I gave them all popsicles. And then they left, and then he came back later, and then he came in the house, and Camille said, "I had popsicles with Maya," which is our next door neighbor. He looked at me. He looked at her. He said, "Mom, Maya came over here?" I said, "Yes, he did." He was like, "I'm gonna have to talk to him because he know better than come over here without my permission." And it was just so funny how he was just that protective and took on that role as to being the big brother and eventually the man of the house. He graduated from Lincoln High. He played sports at Southeast and Lincoln High both. Just a great kid. His family, everybody in his family loved him. All his cousins loved him, and just that kid. Like I said, he was very popular. A couple of times, my mother instinct kicked out at me because I felt like something was awry in my house. Mm-hmm. And I went downstairs. I said, "What's going on in here?" And him and his friend Victor was downstairs. And I said, "What's going on in this room?" And they were like, "Nothing." I said, "Open the closet." They opened the closet and there was 2 girls standing in there. I was like, "See, you think you know, but I know I have a better instinct than you." So I made the girls leave and go call their parents. And it just, the girls were very popular. They would chase him to the point where one time he fell and broke his arm because he was running from girls.
Wow.
And then that arm healed up. They started chasing him again. He broke the same arm.
Wow.
Yes, from being chased by girls. So Marvin was loved by many. I noticed that he had started to change after he graduated from high school. I was on housing, and then he got into a car accident in the car that I gave him. And he came home and was like, I I wrecked the car. I was like, oh man, but the police were right behind him because he left the scene. And they went out to the car and they checked him and apparently found some Xanax on him, and he got his first case. I lost my housing, and that's how that went. So, but housing will make you choose between your child and leaving on housing. I had to choose my
Always your
child.
child.
I had to choose my child because I knew, one, he was struggling and I needed to figure out how to help him if that was it. But he always reassured me, I'm fine, mom. I got this. Ain't nothing going to happen to me, mom. Those are the words. And I went with it until he started having seizures. He had his first seizure maybe almost a year after he graduated. And I was like, well, what was this? What's going on? He'd never had a seizure, never had any problems. And then his girlfriend at the time called me and said, Marvin just had a seizure. They're getting in the ambulance. I don't know how. I lived like maybe 3 minutes from there. I was in the back of that ambulance before it took off on the lot. Like, what's going on? He was like, follow me to the hospital, mom. He was still talking to me, and I got there and we talked to the emergency room doctor, and doctor was like, you need to stop what you're doing, son. Trying to reason with him, like, whatever you're doing, this isn't normal. You need to stop what you're doing, and not saying what it was, because he didn't really know.
Mm-hmm.
But I knew because it was my son, and I knew he had got caught within Xanax, and then there was a problem. And so, there was things that started missing out of his room, and just started doing, things that were just not him. And then after that seizure, he had another one. And then I think a total of maybe 12 seizures, if not more, that I knew about that he was having because of this issue with taking, I'm going to say it was fake Xanax. I don't know the name of it. I just know it wasn't the manufactured one, and he would take those, and that was causing him to seize. I took him up to the UNMC Medical Center to see if I could, in my denial of this isn't my son, he's not on drugs. He was, and I took him up to the UNMC Medical Center, and they gave him some medicine to help him with his seizures. I don't think it helped anymore because he started having other seizures as well, just because he was living that lifestyle of being addicted to Xanax.
Wow.
So with that being said, we had that conversation. He had a warrant one time, and I said, where are you at, son? And he was like, I'm right here by McDonald's. I said, stay there. I'm coming to get you. And he was like, what's going on? I said, I need you to tell me what's going on. He's like, oh, I thought you was about to take me to jail. I said, I want to take you down there so you can get yourself cleaned up so I can reason and talk to you. And so he told me, he said, I said, what's going on? How did this get started? How do we end up here? He says, well, when I was young and I spent the night at his friend Troy's house, he said, mom had a healthy supply of Xanax sitting out, not locked up. And they got into it, he said, and I liked it. And I've been on this journey since. So scary to hear, but he was already an adult. Couldn't blame anybody. Couldn't go talk to that mom because he was an adult at that time. And eventually he did get caught, and he went to jail, and he got into the Bridge, which is a treatment facility. So he was able to have a sober mind for as long as he was doing the jail and the treatment. Once he got free of jail, he came back out and went back to his same lifestyle of going back to Xanax and getting into trouble. He was crashing cars, and it was just a wild lifestyle that he was living. As he got about a year or so after that, he found out that he was a dad. He found a 6-year-old daughter that he had out here, and paternity test came to the house, and I was like, what is this? And he was like, that girl's trying to say that's my baby. I said, we need to find out. So I made him go down there and take the paternity test. Lo and behold, 99.95%, it was his baby. So he became an instant father of a 6-year-old in 2019. Loved her. He fell in love the minute he seen her. He would call me on the phone before I met her and say, you need to see her. She looks like a little you and a little Camille. She looks just like us. And I was just like, what is going, this is my baby. I got a baby. So I got to meet her, and he had went back to the mom for a little bit. So I walked in the room and seen my granddaughter, and boy, she looked just like us. And I just just hugged her and picked her up. And even though she was sick, she was just talking and talking and talking. And I was like, well, let's go. I said, I want to take her to Walmart. And both parents jumped up and said, no, we're not spoiling her. I said, you got to be kidding me. I ain't seen this baby ever. This baby getting everything. She might come back with a car. Don't mess with me. So just, just joy to have her in my life. But as Marvin got into his addiction, it became hard for him to be a dad to her because he did not have a job. He was, whatever addiction brings, which is that funny lifestyle is what I call, where you're not being responsible or accountable. And he would often say to me, Mom, please make sure you take care of Milena for me. I said, no, you take care of your daughter. You go ahead. We're going to get yourself together. You're going to get your job. You take care of your baby. He just kept saying it over and over. Mom, I need you to take care of Milena. And so I was like, we're going to work it out. But in the pandemic, we were 3 months in, he had a son named Zamari Marvin Sullivan. And Zamari was born in March. And Marvin passed away on June 23rd, 2020. I did not know he had passed away. The lady who had his baby and he was living with, he apparently fell asleep and died in his addiction that way, in his overdose. She didn't call me. She didn't call my other family members. She went on social media with his dead body and was taking pictures of him. That's how some of my family members found out. That's how some of my friends found out. I was at work. We were all working from home because we were in the pandemic. And I kept getting these calls on my phone, but I wasn't answering because I'm at work. But then the police officer came to my door and knocked on my door and said, I have something to tell you. And I said, what? He was like, Marvin has passed away. And I just lost it. I lost it at the door. I didn't know what to do. I was like, and then my daughter heard me screaming and she ran down the stairs and said, and talked to them. And I don't know what I did. I know the phone that I was working was ringing. I was distraught. I was in shock. I was out of sorts. I just couldn't even handle what I was hearing or about to handle this. And I immediately said, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. This is not true. I was in denial, but it was true. And so after they left, I asked for his body. I was like, where's his body? It said it was in Omaha, getting the autopsy. I did not know that was an option. Also, they said we were seizing his phone and all these things, all the things, and in the pandemic. And as a mother who just hears that information, you need somebody to help you clarify this.
Absolutely.
I didn't have anyone to say, I didn't know who to turn to. I would call the police station, but they didn't have a lot of answers. Just the way they handled his body, not saying they mistreated him, but he was gone. I didn't get to verify that was him. So how did I know that was him? That's my mindset. I have to see it to believe it. So a couple of days went by because we were in pandemic. They finished with his body. They brought him back down here. And then I was able to go identify him. That's the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life, because I sat there and seen my child and it just looked like he was asleep because he had a fresh haircut. He was, very groomed. And it was like, what, no. And then I touched his body and he was cold. And I was like, oh my God, he would hate this because he hates to be cold.
Yeah.
So we got through that. And then I decided that I was going to have him cremated because I know, number one, that was his wish. And number two, I wanted to bring him home to me. That was my way of bringing him home to me. Because in his death, I had a lot of people that called themselves his friends, asked for his ashes. That's disrespectful. You don't want to make a necklace out of his ash. And it just threw me off. And then his baby mama, she, was kind of disrespectful to me in our loss. She felt that she needed to have that attention on her because it was her loss as well. Not saying it wasn't. I know they were together and whatever, but this is our family. And so far you've been disrespectful by even putting his
On
image
Facebook
out there on social media
contacting you as you being a mother.
at all. And I always tell people I was so weak because she came in my house. We let her celebrate, at the celebration of life. And I was just weak. My hands were just weak because I wanted to say so much. I wanted to do so much. I wanted to let her know how you are, but I was just weak. I had the dust knocked up out of me, so I couldn't do anything. After we had the celebration of life, and life, had to continue without my son, I was in denial. I would get up in the middle of the night, get in my car and go ride and see if I could see where he would be, if he would be somewhere, or if I could find him on this, or there he goes. And, I was in that denial, and I didn't want to come home because I couldn't get any clarity to where he was. I would often scream out, "Where is my son? God, please just tell me where he is." Just, just hard, in that hard denial, like, no, so much in denial that it took me a year to pick up his ashes because I did not want to believe that happened to me.
And I think when we lose our children, I think we have like some form of psychosis. When I lost my son that night and I saw my son, and you always hear it on the news where a person, they transition, supposedly been a dad, but at the morgue they'll wake up. So when they told me like, "Hey, we finna take him and get an autopsy done," and I'm like, "No, don't get up, don't do an autopsy on my son, because my son, he's gonna wake up. He gonna, you're gonna kill him. You're gonna kill my son if you do this autopsy." So denial is one of the biggest things. Is being a grieving mother, because this can't be it. You have to wake up at some point to know, like, hey, he's gonna,
And you were fresh into this pandemic like I was with this.
He died
situation.
a day before the pandemic.
Okay. Yeah, that was rough.
Very.
Just dealing with the pandemic. I was told you can't do a funeral, you can't get gathering, you can't have food. Well, shoot, all these people want to celebrate this boy. What do you mean?
So did you do the 10 people rule?
Did I do a what?
The 10 people. It was a 10 people.
No,
rule.
I had a celebration of life in Trago Park, and we kicked it. We had DJ D Love. He did a DJ set, and we had the people, and they brought snacks, and we all stayed masked up. And in hindsight, I would have told you, if you asked me on that day how many people showed up, about 10, 20. No, I seen the video. There was about 50 people there, and they were the balloon release and everything. They showed up.
Yeah, we had a full celebration with Tim too, because he was killed March 15th, and we didn't have a funeral until June the 13th because I refused to do the 10 people rule.
Yes.
So I'm like, he have 4 children.
Yes.
I have my children. I have a big family, so
yeah, I understand that. And just in that pandemic, just the times just put me in denial too. Like, no, it's part of this pandemic thing. It's part of the COVID, but nope. And so I came out of my reality after that year and brought him home, and I couldn't get off the lot good for just crying. I had him in my car with me, and I was just outdone. And I had to take him home, and just he sits in my room, and I look at him every day. That's my baby now, and it hurts. It hurts to be without him. It hurts to know that I will never dance at my son's wedding. I will never go to his wedding and dance with him, and we, all the things that come with having a son, an only son. Yeah.
Absolutely. But what do you want the world to know about him beyond the way he passed?
I want the world to know that Marvin was groomed for greatness. He had a village behind him that would have helped him do a little bit of everything. He just didn't know how to access them or ask questions, or he didn't have a support group. He didn't have somebody to show him another way. And those are also the things that disturbed me, because he needed a village. He needed a village of resources. He needed a village of no stigma, and he also needed a village of recovery. And that wasn't normal back then. All those things I just named was not normal. And this is why I do what I do, because I'm leaving Marvin's legacy is this. We're going to reduce and do over and be done with stigma. We're going to heal, and we're also going to do no more stigma. No more recovery is normal. So we want to normalize recovery, no more stigma, and we want to do healing. This is part of his legacy because that's what he needed to be great.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like that. Because that was the next question. What does Marvelade do for families in the
Mhm.
community?
Yes, Marvin Lee, the nonprofit, is who I started to found. I mean, to honor my son, Marvin Lee Sullivan,
Mhm.
of course. And our mission is to support youth and families that struggle with mental health and substance use by collaborating with other nonprofits and businesses to empower our youth. And how we do that is through goal setting with vision board parties. Those vision board parties bring a lot of people that want to come and see their visions. They're very creative. People put their phones down. They get on there and get, you know, all the goals and all the things you can want and have in life, and they take them home, and I encourage them to put it up so you can see it every day. Um, we also do all school graduation party. We did our inaugural all school graduation party, another way to empower the youth that are graduating from high school so they can go on to success. We have a lot of great talent in these high schools. We need to make sure that they are getting the resources they need. Everybody doesn't want to go to the university or to college. So we have mentors, we have internships, we have trades. A little bit of everything in the park that day. CNA. You know, you can get information about HBCUs in the park that day. Just a resource fair for our graduating students so they can go on to be great as well.
That's amazing. So, what do people misunderstand about addiction and an overdose?
Right now is a lot of people don't understand that you need to break down your stigma. Stigma is what keeps us stuck. If we don't break down stigma and learn to heal and love on the people that are in recovery and that are struggling, it's going to be a bad deal. We need to make sure that we are loving on them because everybody needs a village, you know, and everybody recovers from something, whether it be food, whether it be whatever you got going on. You need to be loved on while you're in recovery so you can heal.
Absolutely. Excuse me. What change would you like to see in schools or families and policies?
I would love to see that we are training them up. We need to do more Narcan training. We need to do more QPR suicide training. And we also need to do mental health first aid for adults and youth.
Okay. So, how can parents spot warning signs before it's too late?
Anything that's not normal that your child is doing, you know your child, and you know when they're not doing what they're supposed to be doing, such as isolation. Marvin isolated himself from me after he graduated and he started having those seizures. I wouldn't see him only on Thanksgiving holidays when he would come home for the banana pudding, of course, and wanted to eat and you know be around family. But once that was over, we wouldn't see him again. So we want to know that there's some isolation involved. Appearance is everything. You know your child. You know Marvin was a groomed kid. He always had the best shoes, the best everything, but in his face, I could see his appearance was not the same. So yeah, things like that, and then also the people they hang out at. You know, sometimes birds of a feather flock together.
Absolutely.
So you got to watch, you know, who your child is, and don't be afraid to if you can't communicate, make sure you get a village that can.
Absolutely.
Make sure you get those resources that can talk to your child and maybe get them to reason or get them to see their greatness.
Absolutely. I want to tell you that I'm very, very proud of you, sis.
Thank
I'm
you.
very proud of you.
I
and the way
appreciate you.
that you're honoring your son. And what she's doing is mothering her son. She's mothering Marvin.
Yeah.
So this is very impactful.
Yes. My auntie, I was in the car with her. She said, Regina, that's your ministry. Marva Lee is your ministry.
Absolutely.
You have been hedged for greatness through your great grandmother, and Marva Lee is your history, is your ministry. She said, look at you, do everybody you touch, you try to help. I was like,
Yep.
I just feel like I need to, you know, I just feel like I need to get out here and do that, you know, and people look at me and say, you know, you're doing too much. I might be, but we need to make sure we're all doing too much to help our people,
Absolutely.
you know?
And the thing of it is, there are a lot of people, because it's not impacting their lives,
Mhm.
they feel as though it have nothing to do with them. And what they don't understand is that this, what you're doing, it can save their child's life.
Yes. That's
So
the
don't
whole
wait
point.
until it's you.
Yes.
Do something now.
Now, right now, there's so many resources for success that I did not have. There's tools out here through Centerpoint. There's tools out here through Stop OD Nebraska, Region 5, Marva Lee. We are going to, change the world like this. I serve on several boards, the Wellbeing Initiative, the 1895 Project, and the UNL Extension. And these boards all have care for our youth. They all have resources for our youth so that they can be great. So there's no excuse. You just have to do your research and dig in.
Okay then. Okay, well, I'm gonna take a few minutes to see to open up the phone lines. If you guys are, I don't even have the
the number 402-464-5685 if you want to chime in.
And that, so I can see many faces and faces of a mother's grief. I can see the
Saying we're also about due for a break, but I know we've got a special song to have our break today.
Absolutely. Let's do the break.
Okay, Can't Nothing Hurt Me is what it's called. Do you want to explain the song that we're listening to? Of course, the lyrics going to be pretty important.
Well, the song is it's for all grieving mothers that I wrote, and I did this for all of grieving mothers because there's nothing that can hurt us worse than us losing our children.
Yes.
So I think we all can relate to that. Like, can't nothing on this earth hurt me more than us losing our children. So, yeah.
Can't nothing hurt me like losing my child. I've walked through storms, I've faced the fire. I've carried pain that cuts like wire. But nothing in this world could break me down until the day I lay my child in the ground. They say that time heals, but they don't know this road. Don't know this road. Every breath I take feels heavy with the load. Heavy with the load. And nothing hurt me. Can't nothing shake me. Can't nothing. Like the day I lost you, damn it changed me. Oh, damn it changed her. The deepest wound, the hardest trial. Oh, can nothing hurt me as much as losing my child. I still hear you'll have to see your smile. Your name echoes in my soul all the while. They say move on, but I never will. My love for you, Tim, is endless still. I keep your memory alive. I keep your light near. Your spirit's in my heart, forever right here. And nothing hurt me, can nothing break me, can nothing leave. Like the night I lost you, timid remained me. Oh, timid remained her. But deepest wound, the hardest trial. Oh, and nothing hurt me as much as losing my child. Oh, Tim. Oh, Tim. I'll speak your name unapologetically. Heaven took you home, but you're still my soul. In my heart, Tim, you'll live on and on, on and on, and on. Can nothing hate me? Can nothing hurt me? Can nothing shake me? Can nothing? Like the day I lost you, timid changed me. Oh, timid changed her. The deepest wound, the hardest trial. Oh, Can nothing hurt me as much as losing my child? Can nothing hurt me like losing my child?
To 93.7, The Ticket with Marlena Boundary and Miss Regina Sullivan.
Yeah, we do have a call again. We encourage you to call 402-464-5685 if any of this is touching you. We do have a call from Tina. Tina, good to hear from you this evening. What were you calling in for?
I've walked through storms, I faced the fire.
Tina, are you there?
Hello?
Hello, Tina. Welcome to the show. How's it going this evening?
Oh, it's going well. Thank you.
Yeah, we were calling, or you called in. What were your comments for the show today?
Yes, I do. Hi, Marlena. This is Tina Sykes Mosley.
Hello, how you doing, sis?
I'm doing well. I just really wanted to call in. First, let me give my regards to your guest. I did not catch her name, but I just want to thank her for sharing her story and walking in her truth. Far too often, we as parents, especially losing our children to drugs and other things that could be considered undesirable or whatever type of death, we tend to want to hide that fact. And I just want to, just hug you through the airwaves to let you know that I am so thankful for your truth. Please continue to walk in your truth, because in doing so, you have no idea how many others that you are reaching, that you are encouraging to speak out. Because when we are speaking out, that's how we save lives. When we are quiet, that's how the holes in the ground become even more, because more of our children are dying because mothers do not speak out. So please know, I commend you, I applaud you, I love you, and thank you for walking in your truth and sharing your truth with the world.
Thank you. I received that. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sis. I appreciate you. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And for you, Marlena, you already know how I feel about you. It was you who put me, who helped me to walk this grief journey better than what I was ever walking it. It was your encouragement. It was your boldness. It was your guidance. It was your everything who helped me. My son, too, was a COVID death due to homicide. And I just appreciate everything that you do, everything you put your hands on flourish. And you already know the impact that you have, not only on my life, and I'm in Charlotte, North Carolina. We have absolutely never met other than through the internet, but I can truly say I love you. I feel like I've known you forever. And thank you for your transparency and everything that you do.
I love you just as well. And could you please share with everyone that's listening about Marcus?
Please.
Please.
I didn't catch that.
Can you share with everyone that's listening about your organization, Marcus? Could you please share?
Yes. Yes, thank you. I run a nonprofit out of Charlotte, North Carolina that's called Marcus. Marcus is the acronym for Mothers Advocating for Real Change and Unwavering Support. We are an organization who take in homicide victims' families, and we walk through the journey with them. We offer workshops for parents how to take back their homes with unruly teens. We teach teens how to conflict resolution without picking up a gun. We go to trial with parents and just stay on that journey with them as long as they would possibly want us to, because we do know that this grief, it may be our individual children, but it's too big for one person to carry. And just like Marlena, you made me part of your community, I am making hundreds of other people my community, and we are all walking this journey together to hold each other up.
Thank you, sis. I love you. I love you.
Great.
And keep going.
Yes.
I'm proud of you. Keep going.
Beautiful work.
Keep going. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Tina.
you both. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
All right, there goes Tina. So again, if there's anybody else out there, 402-464-5685. If you'll move to call in and maybe share support or maybe your own story.
Yes, and for the time being, sis, I want to, how can people support Marvel Lee, whether it's time, resources, or just spreading the word?
Right now, Marvel Lee needs board members. We are also looking for people to donate their time to do administrative assistant work and also website work. We are also looking for volunteers for events. Those we have a couple of events coming up this year, or the all school graduation is the biggest one, but we could definitely use volunteers for that. And the biggest thing of all is to donate. We need donations for operations and for programming. And you could donate at marvelly.org and go to the donation tab, and you can donate there, or you can send us a check, and our address is on our website,
You already said your website.
marvelly.org.
Okay.
Mhm.
Is there anything else you would like to share?
I would also like to share that we're also going to be doing a youth behavioral health summit in the fall of 2026. And with that being said, I want to be able to get the voices of our youth. I want to get them trained up to be support for their generation, and I also want to get them trained on behavioral health jobs, Narcan training, QPR training, and peer support training, so they can support their peers.
Absolutely. Okay. Okay.
All right, and just a quick question for Brian, Regina, as you watch, and you get this organization going, are you're able to kind of follow and track some success stories, or you're able to kind of see the impact that you've made?
Yes, with the all school graduation party, we had 300 people show up. Seniors that graduated were able to get celebrated with food trucks, great many resources, and we also gave away prizes. And four of those prizes were laptops. The last girl that won a laptop did a backflip to me. She was so excited to win that laptop because she was on her way to Arizona State, and she hugged me so hard and she said, I needed this because I didn't have a laptop going to school. This is how we're going to empower our youth. Whatever you might need at the our school graduation on that day, we're going to make sure you get it. And that's even including mental health, behavioral health, whatever you might need. We also gave away 37 cans of Narcan at our event as well. So just trying to make that impact in our community.
Very, very cool. All right, tell you what, if you do feel moved to call in, share. I know, Marlena, you always say kind of share the story, share the name of your son or daughter, fallen son or daughter. Give us a call, 402-464-5685. We're up against a break real quick, but we'll come back and finish out the show here on 93.7 The Ticket.
Thank you.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change anytime without notice.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red, eat at Amigos, and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor. We want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
An overdose can happen in front of you and you might not realize it. Blue lips, slowed breathing, pinpoint pupils, choking sounds, unresponsive to touch or sounds. These signs aren't always obvious, but they can be deadly. Knowing what to do could save your friend, your neighbor, your child. Learn more by visiting myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can be ready before it happens. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Limitless Male says it's all fun and games until your testosterone plummets. Testosterone levels can start falling as early as age 30 with symptoms like no energy, poor sleep, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, and mood swings. If this sounds familiar, get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. We'll get you back in the game with more strength, energy, and confidence. When you feel this good, you'll wonder why you waited so long to get a free consult at Limitless Male. Get scheduled today.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at DoorsPlusLLC.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to SmokingGunJerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Welcome back to 93.7 The Ticket with Marlena Baldry, Many Faces and Faces of a Mother's Grief, and Miss Regina Sullivan. Before we come to a closing, I would like to present on my Facebook page. I have like 3 winners for my grieving mothers: Rachel, Kendall, Rebecca, Volk, Charlene Threats. You guys are the winners. Where I will be creating a song for you guys in the honor of your children.
Nice.
And my last statement is that last week I stated that I have 6 children. I have 7, which is Talia. So again, I just wanted to let Talia know I have 7 children. So I love you. Regina, I want to tell you that I appreciate you coming here, sharing your story.
Thank you for
your
having me.
journey, your truth. And again, I just want to tell you how proud I am of you, just to get up and to do this every single day, and in the way that y'all honoring and mothering your son, Marvin.
Yes. I want to let people know that I do this because I'm not trying to gatekeep what happened to us. If I gatekeep it, it helps no one. This is the hardest thing I've ever had to do in my life, and not only am I still grieving, it's a process. Grieving is such a process, and it's hard. And I've had some days where I've been struggling, especially the last 3 weeks. And like you say, we all have our grieving period. I don't know that mine stops.
You know, I think it's the evolution. That's why I
Yeah.
call it an evolution. And for example, like my cycle of grief, it starts in August and it lasts until March.
Mm-hmm.
And then once it stops, I have like a little, I could breathe just a little bit. But it started right back in June because my son
Yeah.
was his funeral was June the 13th. So it's like it's
Yes.
nonstop.
You
So
just let it rest. I don't know that it stops. You
it,
probably
it,
give
it
it a
doesn't it
rest.
doesn't stop at all here because
Yeah.
every day that we wake up,
Every
our
day.
child died all over again. So it's like now I'm struggling. So I'm struggling harder
Yes.
than ever. So I thought, okay, then last year I struggled harder. So how worse can it get?
Right.
And so yesterday I didn't get up out of bed. I couldn't get up out of bed, and like I said, it's an everyday struggle.
Indeed. I'm glad that you're in this exclusive club with me
Absolutely,
because it's hard to find support. And I
it is.
appreciate you so much for this.
The support is hard,
It is.
and like I spoke about family and friends,
Hmm.
where I lost him, and I'm like, God, so you tell me that I lost my child, so you tell me I had to lose my family too? So God, you tell me I had to lose my friends too?
Yeah.
So why? So how? Just share with me what's your journey as far as with family and friends?
It's been rough. I don't talk to a lot of my family. I was told 3 months after he died to get over it. Same with a friend of mine. Get over it.
Wow.
We want you to hang out with us again and get over it. No, I'll never be the same. Family is also still very stigma to the point where we don't talk about Marvin. And when I talk about him,
Wow.
they don't respond. No one has anything to say, like he didn't exist, but he did. And I'm gonna let you know loudly.
Absolutely, because we will forever speak Marvin's name. And I want to share with people because I have several people that I know of that judged me for the
Mm.
death of my child. They talked about me with the death of my child. And I tell people all the time, you have to be mindful because this could be mine today
Yep.
and it could be yours tomorrow.
Mm.
And some children have transitioned, and I was the first person who they called, which I should have been the last. But still, it's me being a grieving mother and knowing what this world looked like. I still,
Mm-hmm.
supported just a little, not as much, but I still supported,
Yeah.
just a little. But it's a journey like no other, and we are in a world of our own. We do not exist in a world that we once knew.
Yes.
It's totally different. So
Yep.
it's a world of pain.
Yes. A world of pain.
And we do have a comment here off of YouTube. I do want to make sure we get to saying, I'm watching from Saudi Arabia, my dear. So obviously reaching far places. We also have a call, and on the line is Sandy.
Okay.
Sandy, are you with us?
Yeah.
Hello, how you doing today, Sandy?
Hi, Marlena. I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
Good. At first, I wanted to say, Regina, thank you for telling your story and sharing that, everything that you've gone through. I really appreciate that you're sharing your story. I lost my son to fentanyl in 2023, and I, searched, online trying to find that support and trying to find somebody who I could relate to. And I happened upon Marlena's page, the many phases and phases of a mother's grief. And Marlena was the first person that I saw true transparency. Like everything that you said, everything that you were sharing was like you were taking words from my mouth. And I was like, she really understands. And there was no fear in sharing that. No, you didn't care if people are judging you. You don't care what people have to say or what they think. Like you were going to share your pain and spread this awareness for the grief and the pain that we go through on a daily basis and how really, truly hard it is. And I thank you. almost 2.5 years in now, I wouldn't have gotten through this without you, Marlena, being able to mentor me and show me your strength and help me through this. So I truly appreciate you.
Yes.
You know, I love y'all. I love y'all in real life. And I want you guys to be able to share your journey, your pain unapologetically. Speak your child name unapologetically. You all know if a person is around you, family or friends, and they're uncomfortable when you speak about your child, those people are not for you, but you still speak your child name unapologetically. We don't care. We have been silent for too long. And the thing of it is that people say, oh, that was your kid. No, that is our kid. Your child existed. Right. No, our child still exists. Right now, today, our children still exist to us. So again, continue on speaking your truth unapologetically. And I love you guys in real life. And again, our voice will be heard worldwide. And it's not just so much as for us, but the world will learn how to be patient, be kind, and be mindful of what it is that we go through. Because at the end of the day, every day that somebody died is somebody's child. So again, I love you and thank you for coming on here.
Thank you. Thank you for speaking our truth. Have a good night.
You too.
All right, there goes Sandy again. If anybody wants to call, maybe a few minutes as we wrap up here. If you still feel compelled, we'll stay on for a few minutes. 402-464-5685. Otherwise, I'll throw it to you guys and as we kind of wrap this up.
Okay, well, just want to say Marvin Lee Sullivan is a legacy that I will carry on until the day I die. I'm leaving this legacy to my daughter, his sister, Camille Lee Sullivan, and his daughter, Melena Sullivan. Melena Finch, sorry. She says, I'm not a Sullivan. And my new grandchild. Is it? Oh, you got you a Melena. Oh, that's beautiful. Yes.
All right, we'll go ahead and wrap up the show for this evening with this great song that has been created. We will play this through the end, but otherwise, it's been a great show, and we'll be back next week, same time.
Yes, we will. And next week, I have a guest. Her name is Kira Miller. She will be our guest next week. Her son was killed here in Nebraska. So again, she will be our guest next week.
All right, so we know what to look forward to once again. Thanks again to everybody for coming in. Regina Sullivan for sharing her story. Marlena Battery, of course, on a weekly basis here. This is Faces of a Mother's Grief, and we will leave you here on 93.7 The Ticket for the evening.
His name, his love will remain. From the ashes we rise, from the laurel we sing, a legacy of hope that a memory brings. This is Marley. We rise and believe, a legacy of healing through Marvin Lee. 3 years later, 2023, I built Marvin Lee so the world would see. Our hand in our hand, used by our side, education, compassion, Mars light won't hide. We fight, we teach, we hold on. Your dream, your name, it still lives on. This is Marguerite, born from broken pain. In Marvin's name, his love will remain. From the ashes we rise, from the sorrow we sing, a legacy of hope that his memory brings. This is Marguerite, we rise and believe, a legacy of healing through Marvin Lee. Legacy of healing, legacy of truth, breaking the stigma for me and for you. Regina's voice, carry Marvin Street. Marvin Lee stands stronger than it seems. This is Marvin Lee. Marvin's name lives on. Through the broken night comes a healing song, a legacy of hope, a mother's vow. We rise together and they say it loud. This is Marley, we rise and believe, a legacy of fighting through Marvin Lee. This is Marvin's legacy, a legacy of healing, a legacy of recovery, and a legacy of fighting stigma. His name will live on through Marvin.